the zone. They charged, they were pissed. Not charged, them pissed. A bit pissed off. It happens. It happens all of us. We're only human after all. But what I'm about to read out to you is something I posted on Facebook. And I notice that when I get emotionally charged, a lot of people back off. Like, whoa, fuck. You know, they can't handle it. So I'm going to read this out to you, and I'm going to make you hear it from the perspective of a blue-eyed soul, of an innocent soul. When I say innocent, yes, we have the biggest bloody egos. Why? Because we need to protect that innocence. We get persecuted constantly. So we guard ourselves. It's something natural. But that what I said when I was emotional and I went for a rant, let me let that speak for itself. And let you hear what when I was going through the emotions, let that speak for itself. So I'll read it out to you, and I'll let you decide. Bear in mind that I was emotionally charged. Like, I was fueled with emotion when I wrote this. So I'm shaking a bit of the eyes. Probably some cold, but what I've learned is that there is just as much politics, if not more, that goes on in spiritual groups than other places. Sometimes people talk just for the sake of it. Sometimes people get to know you because you vibe on a certain level, and it feels good to vibe on a certain level. Not everyone has a motive behind what they do. Yes, there are times of emotional insecurities and bouts of being human. More often than not, there are those people out there who care just because they do, who want to know you just because they can and is. Nothing more, nothing less. And it's funny because the same one you label as having a lot of problems usually doesn't have any ulterior motives. They just are the way they are because they just want to be. Yes, they are different, and it's hard to gauge what they are thinking, not because they are weird, but because they perceive things differently. Some call these people naive and innocent, and yet it is these same naive and innocent people whom have the most purest of heart and are very loving people, who not only get attacked by society for being weird, which is just slang for too innocent. People who retain their sense of innocence and belief in people, just as they believe in themselves, are the ones that constantly get screwed over, endure hardships, and get abused the most. Why? Because you sick and screwed up people known as humanity attack that which is most foreign to you, and as it threatens you. Being a good person, being kind, being honest and open threatens you, and you call them effed up, and always assume they want something from you. No, F you. Sorry, I was emotionally trying to do this. All they want is to see you happy, and yet you prosecute them. The reason they just want to see you happy is because that is all they want out of life. They don't want anything else but happiness. I'm sick of this. Wake up. You're all that you see in the world. Projecting your ball onto me is your ball, not mine. Whatever I say in retaliation only reflects you if I happen to be a good person without bias, because being a good person is having no bias. So therefore I have bias. You actually see your bias in what I say, because I'm not retaining bias. So playing mind games and that stuff with me only reflects your beliefs and issues back to yourself. Yet you wonder people like me want nothing more than to be left alone and to meditate or be secluded. Why? Because I don't find bull in silence. I find peace, truth, and happiness. And guess what? You can only ever find happiness with yourself, point blank and period. I'm done believing in others, thinking that someone out there gets me. No, I am me. Only I seem to get me. Only I know me. So it's about time once again that I get to be with myself again. And I went off on a tangent here. And let me read the whole thing before you assume that it's some weird psychotic crap. Because the opening sentence does sound a bit like psychotic or something bullshit. But I'll explain what I mean. It's more energetic rather than actually going out there and doing something. So I said, also never piss off an innocent person unless you want to die. Now when I say die, I don't mean literally die, but you piss off an innocent person, it reflects back to you straight away pretty much. So your karma gets dealt out to you straight away. But yeah, I know that sounds like some psychopathic-ish, but they retain their innocence. Innocence is what you perceive a sense of God through everything. Even an ego, if it is just belief, because they perceive God and give everything to God through devotion. You piss them off or hurt them real badly, because they purge it and eventually let go of it, it'll come back to you faster. See, that's what I mean. You don't realize how much you are hurting yourself when you take out your crap onto a seemingly good soul. That person is innocent and only knows love. You strike that person's sense of love and it may break temporarily, and the person may flare up. But once they've cried all they can through coming into their love again and shaking off all the pain, it'll come back right to you. You won't even see it come back to you, but that person will. This only hurts them though, as they try to do everything to prevent these things from happening, because they perceive things on a high level. When you've mastered the heart chakra, how you master the heart chakra and getting the higher chakras is being honest and being open with yourself. You being honest and open with yourself, pretty much you're not taking on as much emotional baggage. The only reason you have emotional baggage is when you're pretty much denying things, and then you deny something, you're sort of holding a pain. If you're accepting and you're open, you're pretty much constantly clearing your emotional baggage. But the ironic thing is once you've cleared all your emotional baggage and stuff like that, you get other people throwing out and all their emotional baggage comes into you, and that's what happens with Blue Eyes. Okay, where was I? But that good person, it's only hurts them though, as they try to do everything to prevent these things from happening. But you are ignorant. You think that they think they know better. Total bull. They don't think at all. Period. They just do. They just are. Therefore they know. That's the big misconception that I get a lot of people. People think I think a lot. People think that I internalize a lot, that I think I know it all. My perception doesn't come from thinking. My perception, in order for me to perceive the truth and give you the truth as is, comes from me renouncing my state of thinking, renouncing my state of self, and going beyond myself. That is my sense of God. It's going beyond myself. That's why I'm a giving person. Total bull. They don't think at all, period. They just do. They just are. Therefore they know. That's how they come to know and be all that they be, which seem weird to you. You know, because when you're thinking, you don't have any bias. You're innocent. You're actually the ignorant one because you refuse to listen to their advice, which is without bias. You know, so it's truthful advice. Then, in a given time frame, as always, you come running back to that same person. I should have listened to you. You're right. This happens. You know, if you're a boy out there, if you are spiritually inclined in any way, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. This happens not just daily. This probably happens to some of us like hourly or something. You know, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I should have listened to you. You're right, and you wonder why they get pissed because you project your sense of control. You project your hate, your pain, and expect them to give. But when they give you the truth as is and give you what you need, you deny it. You know, this frustrates us because you come to us wanting advice. You come to us wanting to help yourself and to get out of the situation. We give you the advice, you never listen to it. You know, and you wonder why. Oh, why should I listen and everything? We get pissed because look, it's like like I've said the same thing for about a year. You've not listened again and again and again. Yet when you come to the same conclusion, you could have avoided that whole year of suffering if you had just listened to me. But you don't listen. You refuse to listen. You deny it. So I give you what you need. You deny it because you don't want the truth. You want what you identify with, and that is a lie because you lie to yourself. You want the truth though. You are the most purest, innocent and loving soul on this planet. You are so pure and loving and wholesome within yourself and so godly and divine that you can't even accept it. And this hurts. You know it does. That's why you refuse to even look at it and yourself. You literally believe you do not deserve happiness. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. You deserve all the damn happiness and love in life. You deserve everything. You just need to accept this and accept yourself. This may get some flack from And a lot of you will not read this. Maybe even more of you might cross me out as far as friendships go. But this needs to be said. I'm sick of repeating myself and not being heard. You deserve the truth. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve it. You are it. Alright, so that entitles my rant. Yeah. I went to the gym as well before, so when I go to the gym, I seem to get slightly more aggressive, which is weird. When I go to the gym, I get more aggressive. I get more desensitized to my emotions. I'm not phased as much by what happens in my life, but I'll flare up, and even at flaring up, everyone phases me, I'll bounce back faster. But then after a while, it's like, shit, I do that shit, you know. So that's why I don't like. And it's weird, when I go to the gym every day or every second day, I don't feel like meditating, so then I become a bit of a prick. But when I meditate, I become overly sensitive, and I become overly, I take on all everyone's things, and I get really emotional. So I'm a bit of an extremist. Even in just simple things like going to the gym and meditating, and my nature is still very extreme. So I think I need to balance the two. So I'm a very extreme person, you know. With me, it's all or nothing. You know? And yeah, as you can probably tell, I've lost a little bit of weight. You know, like I notice that when I look on the thing, like cheekbones are more pronounced. It's good. Yeah, I'm more fit too, so yeah, that's fun. Alright, love and light. Namaste as always. Yeah. And you might start seeing more freestyle, when I say freestyle, like more off the dome sort of vids from me, because like as I'm becoming more into myself and I'm healing myself on a more whole level, more wholesome level, more multidimensional level. A lot of my old, when I say old, a lot of my like normal behaviours, a lot of Ross is coming back in. And I'm doing things like, you know, I talk to myself in front of a mirror, talking to myself around the house, but I'm doing that, I'm like projecting myself into situations, and I'm doing that because basically, when I talk to people, I like to give them the correct info. Sometimes I like to count, you know, I just like to go up info in my head. Sometimes I like to speak it out. So public speaking and stuff like, you know, how do you prepare for public speaking? I used to do a lot of that with myself. You know, when I was writing music, I would send it out to myself, sort of thing. Poetry, same thing. Yeah. So I might have a lot more videos where it's just off the dome, just me talking. Yeah. You need to hear this. You need to love yourself. I'm gonna try to last somebody seriously. Seriously. Yeah. And for all you Blu-rays and innocent people out there, you spiritual people out there, the best thing I can offer is that you move into a sense of self. Oh, I might as well get into that. I'll try and freestyle this at the top. Alright, let me go. Alright. Our spiritual people, we don't get satisfaction from other people. It is sensory pleasure when it's around other people. When I say sensory pleasure, or in Junior's last sentences, it's constant bombardment, it's constant suffering, it's constant taking in. And it's overwhelming. And you're a feeling type of person. You don't really give a crap about things physically or, you know, even mentally to some degree. You just want to feel good. That's your basic thing, is feeling good. Now, you realize on some level in your intelligence, in your consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, that engaging in physical life really only begets suffering. So, just from you engaging in life without really having, you know, any actual suffering, you realize that there's suffering, and that in a sense is an awakening in itself. So you're one step ahead of most people, because most people don't get that. A lot of people don't get that you engage in life, you actually suffer more, because you experience a perception for a minute at a time, but it's only a limited amount of time, and then it comes and goes. It's never constant. But you get that you have a sense that there's something more than just this sensory pleasure, and that is your sense of happiness. That's your sense of being. And people look at you because you're like, naturally relaxed, you're naturally happy, because you feel it constantly on some level. You feel there's something more. And so people are like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, what's going on with this dude? And they're like, dude, are you high? You stoned, bro? Like, can you weed? Then the times I've been asked for weed. It's funny because I usually get asked for weed, or people think I'm doing drugs and stuff. People think like some people at TAFE thought I was a drug dealer. Maybe the old man, but not. I don't deal with any of that stuff anymore. I don't go near drugs or anything, and this has been like a constant throughout my life. When I was a kid, early high school and everything as well, people always thought I was stoned and would ask me where to get weed from. And I'm like, dude, I actually don't do weed. They're like, nah, but you look stoned. You always look stoned. I'm like, I'm not stoned. No, this is because I have a sense of something more. If I was getting into that more, smoking pot feels a lot like enlightenment. I know that sounds weird, but when you get into samadhi, like basically stoners who are chasing the ultimate high out there and everything, basically when you're chasing the ultimate high, what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring your coherence to the high so you can be coherently in that, so you can perceive it for what it is. That coherence within the high is exactly what meditation feels like. I know it sounds like, ooh, but you're not smoking pot, do it. Well, what does pot do? All it does is really stimulate the higher chakras and it moves downwards. You lose your sense of coherence, come up here, and you go right back down earth and you got the munchies and shit, And yeah. So with meditation you go through, you pretty much bring the lower chakras up, or you move up the spine. So you bring your sense of coherence up to that Christed state, that enlightenment, that you know, like when you're high, you're feeling all that buzz around here. When you're in a constant state of enlightenment, you have that buzz and everything around here, and your forehead's gone off because your third eye's been stimulated. So yeah. So in meditation, you actually get more high than you would if you're smoking pot. I'm just putting that out there. Not trying to convert any stoners or anything. I mean, do what you want to do. It's your thing. It's your life, Yeah. As I was saying, I'm getting away off topic. That's my idea. I'll get off the way off topic. Okay. Basically, what was I saying? Right. You're an emotional person. You're a feeling type of person. Sensory pleasures cause you pain pretty much. Engaging in life physically, this doesn't cut it for you. It brings about more drama than anything, because the physical doesn't cut it for you. You're more feeling, you're more, that's your perception and everything. Alright, so basically what you need to start doing, and this will hurt you initially, you need to give out time to yourself. That's the first thing you need to start doing, and get comfortable with yourself. Now, if you do this properly, like literally every moment you can, be with yourself. Right? So I'm shaking a bit out because I'm cold. So every moment you have to be with yourself. Then within every moment when you're being with yourself, maybe start contemplating, maybe start doing anything, maybe just do simple breathing. Maybe just focus on your breath or something. Eventually you'll start purging like all your attachments, and you'll be like, shit, I need to be around people, you actually feel the need to be around people, and it'll come on really strongly, and you might start crying or something or whatever. But if you get through this, you'll start finding peace within yourself more and more so. The Christian monks actually do this very simple technique. They don't really do, at first they don't really emphasize meditation as much. All they really do is just spend time in isolation with themselves, and you feel like you want, and in silence. That's the one thing they do, they spend some time, and you feel like you want to stir crazy. Because you just want to be with people, you just want to talk to people. But no, eventually you purge that need to be with other people. Then when you find that contentment, now meditation will speed it up. So the basic meditation that you learn in Kriya Yoga. Now I talked in meditation in the past where in meditation you breathe downwards, but I was going more from once you breathe up, but then you breathe downwards. That's what I was experiencing. I just breathe up a little bit, then breathe downwards. But basically what you do is initially you breathe up, breathe up, breathe up, breathe up, and you bring that sense of awareness to your third eye, and then in the crown, and you go above, then you let go, the energy comes down. That's eventually when you breathe down. But that takes a bit of time. You don't want to go straight out of it. For the first month or two, just focus on breathing out. Okay, so spend time in isolation. Spend time with yourself. Breathe. Be comfortable with yourself. Then when you're comfortable with yourself and you're within yourself, and you're allowing yourself for happiness, and you feel happy, nothing will bother you. You know? And you move into more being within yourself as you are, content with yourself. That is true happiness. You've always had a sense of something more, and it's ironic because you've always seen yourself in a sense of something more, and you've always found that something more in a sense of self. Did I just say something else? You've always found a sense of self in something else, something more, and something more in a sense of self. You innately know that God is found through self, and self is found through God. And that's what fulfills you. You're a courageous soul. You've got balls, son. You know? Not many people are willing to venture because it's the unknown. They think that all that is known to them will fulfill them, yet they have a sense of something more. They have a sense of the unknown, but they don't have the balls to go through it all. You can't say that people only want what's in the confines of their comfort zone, because if people didn't want to feel happy, didn't want enlightenment, which is a sense of God, they wouldn't have the basic desire of curiosity. You know, if you're curious, you want something more, you desire something more, you desire the ultimate on some level. So yeah, if you have a sense of security, you have some relevance to a sense of God. But that sense of God is unknown to you. You shoot yourself. You shoot yourself in moments of silence, and you claim that it is a trick of your mind. Well, technically you're in thinking, so you aren't really in your mind per se. You're at peace with yourself. You're out of your mind. Oh, sorry. So I'm sorry a lot. I saw it a lot now. No, just not. But I'm sorry. So yeah. And in those states of silence, you find that contentness, that being, like, oh yeah, it's just fun. But you might experience something paranormal, or you might experience intense deja vu, or ghosts, or some weird, like, energetic stuff, or like, you might experience like you've seen something in the future. Well, that's what being spiritual is all about. It's being in tune with existence to the fullest. It's being in that silence. It's being in tune to the fullest. If you're spiritual, you're not out of tune of reality. You're in tune into the third work, into the fine details more. If you're an ego more, and you're only based in the physical, you're actually, technically, you're more out of tune of reality. Now, as I talk, some of you may feel that, I'm being arrogant, that sorry, someone's distracting me. That, I come across as arrogant, and I think that spiritual people are the ultimate people. No, everyone is spiritual. If you want spiritual, it wouldn't exist, because spirituality is a combination of all that is. It's the energy of what just is, and all that is. And it just is. And so everyone's spiritual to some degree. Just because some people are, have a bit of an advantage, like me, like there's a few things that went in my birth, like my birthing, like, when I came into being born, like there were some things that happened at birth, and through that, the top of my head, now it's hard, I got a normal head, obviously, but it didn't form as much as it didn't close up as much. So I was born with a bit of an open crown chakra. Now, that's not to say that your crown chakra can't open it. You can't open it through meditation, through focusing on it. Anyone can do this. Some of us are just born, I guess, with a bit of an advantage. Like, it's all, I can't really say genetics, but it's all circumstantial and everything to some degree, and all that sort of stuff. We all have our advantages and stuff. But look at me, man. I got skinny, like, look at my arms now. Look how skinny they are. I was at the gym today. I bumped into some old friend, and I'm looking at, like, this old mate that I knew, and like, I haven't seen him in like a year. He's been on the gym for 6 months. And he's ripped. He's ripped. And I was joking with them, and I was like, you guys are No, like yeah, you know, we got they're going on about like you know how they always have big arms and big legs, but they never had much of a gut or anything. And I was like, well, that's pretty good. I wish I was like that. You know, I've always had yeah, thin arms, thin legs. That are, you know, if I ever gain weight, and that's pretty much my gut and bit of my butt, bit of my butt. Yeah. So you know, all different. And oh, that's another thing. Fuck, I know that too. Oh, yeah, my mind's taking over time. All right. Body types. You can learn a lot about a body type. Basically, if a person's got like big forearms, like if that part of their body is like really big and pronounced, they're more extroverted. If a person gains weight, say more in the gut and everything or whatever, and stuff like that, they're more introverted. You know, so it's like extroverted, introverted sort of thing. You get me? Oh, we've been on this for ages. Yeah. But I think that'll be all for now. I've been ranting on way too long. And you're probably sick of me right now. But yeah, love yourself and get to know yourself. Love and light.